I was not expecting to like a movie about a class pet lizard, but I did. Right, honey?
You like almost everything, though.
Not everything. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis Podcast. I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And today is another bit of a surprise, because Jay has been surprising me a lot lately with some different reviews that we've been doing, and I love it. But today, we are going to be talking about Leo, which is a new Netflix movie that just came out recently. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell us what Leo is about?
Leo is about a class pet lizard who thinks that he's going to die in this final year of school. So he wants people to remember him. So he lets it out that he's a talking lizard to help the children of his class with their problems and such.
Okay, that's basically the gist of what it is. But. Mm-hmm. What did you think about this movie? Because honestly, after watching it, I actually liked this movie. For those who don't know, this is a movie made by Adam Sandler and his production company, Happy Madison. Mm-hmm. But anyway, what did you think of this movie, honey? You go first.
I heard it was getting good reviews, and we didn't go see Wish because I don't think either of us were interested in it, and it was getting better reviews than that. And I'm just like, okay, it's an Adam Sandler movie that already people do not care for his comedy.
Well, it depends. His stuff is either a hit or a miss. Some stuff's good, some stuff's kind of meh. It's a hit or miss for him, honestly.
Yeah, well, you're the one who likes Jack and Jill.
Okay, good lord.
You're the one who likes Jack and Jill. But like, it's not really a complicated relationship for me. He's done. I will say, like movies, sometimes the movies that he's in can be like 50-50. Normally when he's acting by himself and he has dramatic roles per se, he does really good at dramatic roles. He's a phenomenal dramatic actor. And a comedic actor, he's again, he's 50-50. Some of the movies he makes with comedic tones are good and sometimes they're shit. It's like you get what you get. You get what you paid for. I don't know. I'll always be like an Adam Sandler defender because he's a genuine person. And I'm not he's genuine about the movies that he puts.
Yeah, and I'm not against Adam Sandler or anything. I do think he's a good actor and he is a good person. Mm-hmm. I'm not against him. I just think some of his content is good and some of it's kind of meh. It depends on the taste. Not all of his stuff is going to be a success.
I remember you hating, and I probably hated too. I remember you hating That's My Boy. I remember you absolutely, finding it so appalling.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where some stuff is a hit and some is a miss. Mm-hmm. This movie, on the other hand, is a hit, in my personal opinion. I actually liked this a lot more than I thought I was going to like it. First off, I didn't even know this was made by Adam Sandler and his company. First off, I thought it was just something that he just happened to be in. I didn't know his company distributed it and made this.
I didn't know it either. I thought it was just an animated studio. Happy Days isn't an animated studio, so they probably got some
They probably got another independent company.
Yeah, independent company to do the animation. But it's it's Adam Sandler and Robert Smigel. Insult Commandant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that guy. It's his group of people writing this movie. And the animation is not really anything groundbreaking, but it's not bad. I will say it looks like a commercial.
It kind of
the
does.
Animation that the commercials normally do for let's say a dental commercial.
Honestly, yeah.
It kind of looks like that a little bit.
I will say this though. out of all the stuff he's done stuff for with this company, this is one of the better productions he's done. This is one of the better ones, in my opinion, that he's done. And I'm actually surprised at that. I can't
wait for you to see A Crazy Nights then.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah, personally, I liked this a lot better than I thought I was going to, but honestly, it was good.
It was good?
This was fucking good. What?
You're like so confused. Maybe because it has to deal with kids. He's really good at directing kids. He's really good at like
kids movies.
Yes, I will say kids movies.
Yes, and that's what
his humor kind of derives towards funny kids movies, but when he has to talk to kids, he is like genuine. He's a good influence. He's a good influence.
And that's one of the things I liked about this movie.
That's because of the fact that he raised I think he has 3 daughters. He's a dad also in real life, so it's like he understands kids. He gets kids.
Which is one of the things I do admire about him. I like that he's willing...
And he's a good, like... I don't want to make it a tangent about how great of a dad Adam Sandler is. I've never met him as a dad. He was not my dad. But, like, you can understand, like, he wants to actually talk to... Like, you know, he actually understands kids. He understands and he gets where, like, most of it's coming from. So... I have no problem with him, like, you know, making, like, you know, so quote-unquote kids movies, because most of them are inoffensive and they're harmless. And
and they're, like, some of them have, like, a nice message to them. Like, this one has a nice message to it. And I actually like how they did this movie. Like, this is one of the better movies he's done, in my opinion.
He enjoys making them. Like, he enjoys...
Which is, I don't fault him for.
He enjoys doing that. And it's just, like... Go ahead. I can't fault you for, like, enjoying what you do. And if I get something out of it, that's just an extra bonus. Like, you know?
Yeah. And I like some of his content. Some stuff is just not my cup of tea. And that's fine. Like, everyone's got their own cup of tea. This I actually liked. I did like this a lot. I thought it was it's one of his better movies he's done, in my opinion. But yeah, I liked it. I thought the characters were pretty cool. The designs were nice. They had an actual nice group of cast members without it being too crazy, in your opinion. They actually made out the characters. Because they actually
took the time to, like, get to know these kids in the class and their problems. I mean, may not remember all their names, but, like, they took the time to get to know them, to know what their, like, you know, situation was like.
Yeah, and
all that stuff. And it's... You know, it's more memorable in that way. It's a lot more memorable than, like, something that I'm...
And coming from your perspective, you said this is probably, like, one of the better examples of how to do a big cast well. Because this was a pretty big cast if you're thinking about it. From what you've told me, I feel like this is one of the...
To fit in, like, an hour-and-a-half movie... Yeah, I say that's, like, quite impressive.
Yeah, like, definitely, like, one of the better ones, I think.
Normally, I'm just, like, I don't, like, I hate,
big cast.
Like, big cast. Normally, I'm just, like, I don't, like, doesn't really work that much. I'm just, like, I just get annoyed because then I know that they're not going to have enough screen time. Here, it's just, like...
They actually, like, did well with it.
It fits, like, all the kids, like, fit in an archetype. But that's fine. Kids are sometimes archetypes of their own environment.
And that's fine.
Yeah, which is fine. Oh, my God. I was, like, I was kind of, like, a little bit looking at you when, like, the girl who kept on talking. And
that was literally me.
I was, like, that's literally you. And I'm just, like... Oh my God! I wonder what you're gonna think about that.
I actually liked a lot of the kids. Like, a lot of the kids were really good. Like, the first girl that talked a lot, I keep forgetting. Like, I don't remember all their names. The first girl that he interacted with, that was probably one of my favorite interactions. His interactions with her were probably the best, along with the rich girl. And a couple of the other ones. All of them were really nice to interact with and stuff like that. But I think my favorites have to be the rich girl, the first girl we talked to, and definitely the substitute teacher. I like that even though She, like, was a bit of a douche. She ended up coming out good in the end, and I actually liked her, like, quite a bit. Who was your favorite character overall, and then who was your favorite of the students, since there's a big cast?
I mean, like, I don't know, it's like, it's a good premise to where, like, they actually, like, it's a good premise to where he wants to help these kids, and he actually sticks with it. He doesn't get tired of the kids. He doesn't get, like... He just tells them what he thinks and, like, his experiences with being in that classroom for so long.
And he's, like, 75.
And he's 75, and he's just an old...
He's an old fart, but,
he's
like...
an old fart, but he's, like...
A good old fart.
Yeah, he gives these kids advice.
Really good advice. Like, honestly, like, really good advice. I'm like, damn.
I'm like...
Where did this Adam Sandler come from?
I'm like, maybe this is what Adam Sandler has built to. He used to be, like, a big, like, man-child and everything.
Yeah.
And now he just is, like, a little, like, you know,
he's getting wiser.
He's a quirky grandpa now.
He's a quirky Jewish grandpa from what you told me.
Yes, he's a...
That's literally what he texted me earlier today.
He's a kooky Jewish grandpa now. And
not gonna lie, that's literally what Jay texted me when I was like, literally, here was like a generalized conversation we had. He was like, hey, I heard Leo's getting good reviews. You want to watch them? Like, you mean the movie about the lizard?
Like, yeah.
And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, what is it about? And you're like, it's the movie with the lizard. I'm like, you gotta give me more than that. Is it just about the lizard, or is there more shit? And you don't give me any explanation. She's like, oh, it's like got good reviews. I'm like, you're giving me no context. Is it just a lizard for like an hour?
And I just told you Adam Sandler.
And I was like, really? He made this movie? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? He's like, and then you're like, yeah. He actually made this movie. He's a Jewish grandpa. And I'm like, Jay, my goodness. That was literally, like, the gist of the conversation we had before we decided to actually watch this movie. Mm-hmm. And I was like...
It was entertaining.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. I was like, is this going to be, like, some kind of, like, really weird Adam Sandler thing that he did? And there's only, like...
I mean, I show you a lot of weird Adam Sandler.
Yes, you have! You have showed me so many weird ones. So I was like, is this going to be another weird one? Where, like, these are the only good moments from the trailer, and then the rest is going to be shit?
No!
Because that's what I thought at first.
Shut up.
That's what I thought at first.
Shut up. You liked Adam Sandler.
I do, but, like, it depends on the movie sometimes. Some of the movies are good, and some of them, I'm not going to lie, are kind of butt. But it depends. It depends on the movie. But this is one of the better ones. But anyway, back to the question. Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite character overall? And then who's your favorite student?
I honestly like Leo.
Me too.
He's good, well-meaning. He's a good, well-meaning, like, character.
Definitely. Like, Leo's probably the best thing about this movie. Hence, the name of this movie is Leo. Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite student? I'm curious. Because my favorite is probably the first girl that he interacted with. That was cute.
Can't give you a favorite student. I will give you a favorite, like, thing that has happened. That happened in it. That song when they were, like, counting down the years and stuff like that.
That was your favorite song?
Where they were, like, the sad song, but they were counting down the years of, like, when I was this age, I thought less. And I was like, man. I was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this to me right now.
Don't make me cry.
Don't make me sob. Don't make me tear up right now. Don't make me do this. Because it's like...
I will agree, though. I think
Don't make me do that.
My favorite of the songs was definitely the one where they were talking with the teacher, kind of going into her backstory and stuff like that, which I thought was nice. Mm-hmm. That was probably my favorite of the songs. Like, I started to like the substitute after a while. I was like, okay, she's not so bad. And Leah's definitely the best character and stuff like that. The turtle could have used some work, but he that's just kind of how he is. So I'm not, like, faulting him for that.
Yeah.
But,
it was a musical thing, but they never finished
They never finished any of the songs. Like, that's, like, the one complaint I have. They never finished any of the songs. They just started singing and stopped.
I think that's part of the joke, though.
probably. But at the same time, it's like, can we at least have, like, 1 or 2 finished songs?
And then you were like, where'd these clock guys come from?
Like, literally, there was some random shit that happened in this movie that they gave no explanation to.
I think that's just how he rates his music sometimes. I don't know. We watched, like, The Wedding Singer before. Like,
but that was different, though. That was good. Here, okay, in The Wedding Singer,
like, relatively short songs. But
like, that's different. Here's the difference between The Wedding Singer and this. The Wedding Singer had short songs, but they were consistent. They had a beginning to an end. Musical. Yes, they were a beginning to an end. However, with this one, they go, and then they stop. Like, it's like they paused the thing and never came back to it. I think
that's just how comedy songs are. They don't, like, unless you're writing, like, a full-on, like you want to make a full-on ballad. Like,
I know, but, like, they at least give me a hint about that. But that's just a personal thing. But anyway, I also like the fact that we actually get to see how developed these characters get and stuff. But, like, here's the thing. There are some weird shit in this movie that gave no explanation. First off, why did the little kids look like fucking bubbles? Their heads looked like bubble fish. And I was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Because it's funny.
Like, literally, there'd be times where, like, the
kindergartners. They have a lot of...
The kindergartners. I can't get over their fucking designs.
It looks like the little fish that you put the rod in and you, like...
Every time they came on screen, it threw me fucking off. It threw me off so bad because it's like you have the kids that talk fine, and then you have the kindergartners just like going all over the place.
The demon
I'm like,
children.
What? And then there's the clock guys that appear out of nowhere, and I'm like, who the fuck are these fuckers? Like, who are these guys? And then the talking animals were the only normal, semi-normal thing about this. Mm-hmm. All the other ones were fucking weird. Like, the animals at least were consistent and normal. And then you get the crazy rabid toddlers and the random clock people.
I think that's just a Happy Madison thing. They just like to have random out of this nowhere stuff.
That's fine. But
actually, it kind of reminds me of Billy Madison. You know, Billy Madison when, like, he was going through, like, he was going through all of the rest of the school. Like, he had to finish school.
Oh, my gosh.
It kind of, like, reminded me a little bit of that.
Jay, that was nothing like that.
It was, because they had, like, these dream sequences where, like, it was just weird stuff that would happen randomly.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, it was just weird. You know, the fucking penguin that he kept on seeing?
I get it.
Like,
oh, my gosh.
I think that's just his humor, but he applied it to animation.
And that's fine, but it just confused
me. It can work better in animation, because
like, it's not bad, it just confused me. It's like, why are there clock people now? Like, are they, like, sentient clock people in this world?
They're sentient clock people.
And I'm like, what?
There's just sentient clock people. You just gotta roll with it, you know?
Some of these, like, just throw me off. Like, you expect, it's just a movie with people, and then, rabbit kindergartens. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. The animals are fine. And then there's clock people.
Yeah, there's clock people.
And I'm like, what?
They gotta get paid somehow.
How is the talking animals the only normal thing?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
That's the most normal thing in this movie. And then there's those two. And I'm like, what?
I don't know.
I can't get over that. I cannot get over that. Anyway, do you feel like this is one of his better movies, or do you feel
it's a middle-of-the-road movie?
You think it's a middle-of-the-road movie?
Yes, because I've seen better comedies. I've seen better performances.
I mean out of his movies. It doesn't have to be overall.
That's what I'm saying. Middle-of-the-road Adam Sandler movie.
I personally think this is one of his better movies, honestly. Like, this is one of his better modern movies. I'll say that. One of his better modern movies, honestly. Like...
What?
Oh, gosh. Still... I genuinely like this movie. There's not really much about it. You kind of just have to watch it for yourself.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I think this is one of his better movies he's done. More of his better modern movies, honestly. Like, do you have anything else to say before we give our rating? Or no?
No, it was cute and it was nice. You know?
I'll give my rating first. I genuinely liked this movie. I feel like this had a lot more, like literally going into this, I did not know what to expect. I thought it was going to be like one of those movies where like it was just going to be really corny. But this was genuinely nice. It was a genuinely nice movie, and I actually really liked it. The animation was great. Not the best animation out there, but it's a lot better for some of his stuff, in my opinion. Overall, I have to give this an 8 out of 10. I thought it was good. Like, story was great. Animation was great. I don't really want to give it higher, mainly because some parts were a little bit random, but I'm not really faulting the movie on that. Mm-hmm. But it's not a horrible movie. I actually like this movie. It's got a lot of heart and soul into it. I also like that his 2 daughters were in this movie. That also genuinely made me happy. Mm-hmm. Like, hearing his daughters actually doing stuff in this. So, that was cool. I guess the only reason I probably wouldn't rate it higher is just... I don't know. It's alright. It's not bad. I can't put it any higher. I don't really have an explanation for it. I just can't really put it any higher. Is that bad?
You're fine.
But for me, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's good.
Damn, you're rating it so high. That's a great movie review.
Well, that's the best I'm probably going to give it an 8. I do think it's good.
I'm going to give it a 6.
You give it a 6? Really? You give it a 6?
Yeah.
I thought you would give it higher than that.
It's average. My guy, that's an average thing. 6 or 5.
Still, I genuinely like this movie. I would recommend this to somebody. Would you?
That's a good kids movie.
I would recommend this.
Oh my god.
What about you?
My voice, like...
Would you recommend it or no?
I mean, it's better than the Disney movie out right now, so yeah!
I get that, but I'm like, would you genuinely recommend this to somebody?
If they were an Adam Sandler fan, yeah, I would.
Okay. I would do it if you're into, like, animal movies, like animal kids movies.
Which there's plenty of those.
And if you're into Adam Sandler and want to see what he does for, like, an animal-themed movie, I do recommend this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to say for this. Thank you guys for watching. Yes, we are still doing Christmas Palooza. We just keep getting distracted by so many fucking movies.
So many things.
Mainly Jay. You can blame Jay for that.
Stop it.
I don't care. Anyway, gives us more content to give you guys. But as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out.